All right, let's try this again.
Take two.
Take two. We are at some lake location out here in somewhere, is it Nevada or something?
Yeah, outside of Reno, about 32 miles or so. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
And it's our first time that we actually are able to remove flaps, because my honey always ends up taking us to these cold places or windy places, you know. We had wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour last night and tonight, and luckily the tent held, but it's not really advised to go past 25 miles per hour because you might have a sailboat for a tent.
You might find yourself out on the water floating.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of challenges with our power station, trying to get the car not to keep blowing fuses because it's...
We have one fuse that constantly goes out. We figured out which fuse it is now, and we bought a bunch of fuses up in Lake Tahoe. And we went to charge the big battery. We call them the big battery and the little battery. And the big battery, it can't handle our car.
Or the car can't handle...
The car can't handle our big battery. Because it like charges at like more than it can handle. So, but the little battery does fine, you know. So we're kind of thinking about ditching the big battery.
Yeah.
Because you can charge it with the AC, but you have to make sure you find a place to go to for that.
And it charges pretty quickly, an hour.
It does.
And it does help. Like with cooking, I used a device called Panera device where you could grill or toast things. And then also the kettle, which takes up to 600 watts. The little guy only takes up to 300 watts, so I can't do that. So these are the challenges you face when you know you don't live in a brick and mortar home that you just plug things in and they work, you know.
But we make the most of it. Like yesterday, we had a red flag warning down in the hotter areas by Carson City, and we went up into the mountains. We didn't escape the wind, but we did escape the red flag warning, which isn't something that I think neither you or I wanted to be a part of.
No.
Red flag meaning, you know,
fire.
So, and then it said high fire danger in the forest that we went to.
And California is known for their fire.
Wasn't really that exciting.
We had left California, but then we had to go back to California, escaping the Nevada winds. Yeah, it's a lot of work. People don't realize how much work it takes to be a nomad. It's not all candy cane and bubble gums, you know.
Like, you know, we got here and this is very busy. It's Father's Day weekend and there's lots of people here. There's like a family here with a whole entourage of vehicles and a boat and 3 dogs and yeah. So it's not the dispersed camping that we're looking for.
Yeah.
We're getting there. Eventually we'll find it. We'll find our groove.
Yeah.
But it takes a while. It takes a while for sure. It's been 60 days.
It has, and we've met with a lot of challenges. But overall, you know, I love it. I love the fact that you wake up in the morning and you're out in nature, whether it's the beach, a lake, or the forest. Although the forest has a lot of challenges with the bear threats and a lot of sappy stuff that comes from the tree that sticks to your shoes and, you know, all sorts of things. And when you have individuals that are a bit OCD and like to keep things clean, it's kind of hard to do so.
A little challenging for us in that department. But we make the most of it. And yesterday when we pulled up into the camp, we found a spot and there was a couple that were on motorcycles and they were camping in a tent and they left early this morning. And it's like, wow, we talked about being minimalist.
That's minimalism.
That is serious minimalism there.
Yeah, totally. But yeah, we got these really cool pillow covers, and it's really cool. Although I like the bottom side of it better, but for the cold nights, you know, some of the nights, was a couple nights ago, it got really cold, really cold up here.
Yeah, up in Truckee, where
Yeah.
we were at Alpine Meadow Campground, it got down to 37.
On a
And
tent is not quite.
it's not good. And then when you want to make sure that your condensation doesn't form, you have to make sure that your screens are not all the way up, because then condensation forms.
Yeah.
And that would be a whole other can of worms that you don't really want to deal with regards to mold.
Yeah.
Well, that's not something we want to deal with, but you know, it's all what it is.
Learning experience, but it's fun. It's like being on a tree house. I mean, I'm enjoying this for the first time, not being in a cold climate. It's gonna get in the 50s tonight, but it's been 30s and 40s, and that's really cold. But this is enjoyable for me. I mean, it's breezy, it's nice, it's open. You get to breathe the fresh air, and hopefully you'll see some stars. All right, I think that's all we got for now. This light bulb is really not working. It's creating a lot of shadows, but hey, we try to do the best for you guys. We love you. Remember to always love yourselves too. Bye-bye.